Nós não podemos tirar o som.
Saha, are you the table tennis player? Can you listen to us?
Mas,
Ele voltou a sair. Sim, mas ele voltou a sair.
mas nós temos que impedir que as pessoas
Mas
falem.
alguém presente aqui ou é...
Pode ser alguém disso.
Anyone is called Saha? Mohamed Saha? Here? Mohamed Saha.
Ficarem preocupados. Que horas é que são?
Não? Okay.
Faltam um quarto de hora.
Porque o campeonato, o torneio de ping-pong nós temos atrás, participou o Mohamed Salah. Ele estava em Erasmus cá no...
O Pedro está na maior e eu estou aqui aflitíssima. Ok. Ótimo, é isso. Fica perfeito. Conseguimos save?
Sim,
Vou partilhar a ecrã? Estamos.
Ainda não.
Mas precisamos de...
Já estamos ao vivo, mas podemos partilhar a ecrã agora. Vamos share.
Ok, estamos a partilhar a ecrã, é isto que está a aparecer. Mas agora, onde é que está a apresentação da professora Suia? Para ela abrir.
Aqui.
E onde é que estão as apresentações dos alunos? Temos que pôr aqui um link para a pasta. Podes o link para a pasta aqui. Mandas para o teu e-mail e abres aqui o teu e-mail, não sei como é que se faz.
Sim, agora estava a comparar pelo... Vamos, aqui já está partilhado.
Está bem, mas aqui a questão é como é que a gente passa de um para o outro. Ele está, isto está minimizado. Como é que eu passo? Eu não consigo. O que é isso?
Não se preocupe.
A passar.
Pronto. É que há um vídeo, é uma pessoa que vai...
Eu vim a fechar o vídeo, também.
Nós temos as apresentações dos alunos já aqui. Professora, nós temos...
Não, a Sónia que vai pôr um link. Eu não sei, essas coisas técnicas.
Ok. Tá bem.
Veja, ou Sónia, ou Hernani, link para as apresentações, isso tem que ficar tudo aí. Porque senão...
O problema do meu e-mail é que a minha password
Mas pode ser a do Hernani.
Guys, can you send me the presentations for my email, please?
Temos que deixar de...
Yeah, but we need... Yeah, thank you, okay? Or the link of the folder for me, okay?
é nada, não consegues. Tens uma password que possas escrever. Faz login na tua.
É isso.
É que a minha é mesmo... A minha não é fácil de escrever.
Professora.
Mas no YouTube está muito bom. Estou-me a ver aqui no YouTube há 2 minutos atrás. Isto está muito bom. É que nós estamos live no YouTube.
Está perfeito. Então, já está.
Alguma coisa ali?
Ai, fica aqui.
Vai ser giro.
Não, mas a partir assim,
Está espetacular.
nós precisarmos de alguma coisa, também ligamos.
Ligamos, nós temos o telefone?
Professora, tem que me dizer, a professora que
Eu não tenho.
Então peça.
Então,
Eu postei.
sei lá onde é que eu tenho.
Eu também.
Ligamos. Esta é boa, ligamos. O conjunto. Eu vou ligar para si, depois fico com o registro, está bem?
Já me ligou uma vez do seu telemóvel?
Vou procurar, mas acho que não
Estão para 93.
Se tiver, também a gente vê.
93 843 65 55. Pronto.
E agora?
Eu acabei de 033.
Add, contactos.
Vou gravar aqui também.
Obrigada.
Sim.
Acho que a Susana enviou o link para o canal.
Sim.
O link dos drives.
Eles já estão a apresentar agora. Já estão a mandar-me agora.
Então vais receber 4 e-mails.
Não, vão-me mandar o link do...
Drive. Obrigada.
Nada.
Ok.
Perfeito, está ótimo. Bem, faltam 10 minutos, acho que estamos a tempo.
Aí tem aqui um técnico.
É preciso
Eu, de qualquer forma, do gabinete
testar
tem que
mais
estar.
alguma coisa, o som, nada.
Já testei agora.
Ok.
O som funciona nas colunas na perfeição.
Did you
Estes
send me,
microfones-
guys? Did you send me the email? Now, Gabriela, now.
Almost look like a song. Não,
Yeah.
Gabriela, não.
Pode ser a tua folder,
Pronto, eu, de qualquer forma, há provas académicas, eu vou estar mais atento.
Pois é, está bem.
Mas quando chegar ao gabinete, chego ao estúdio, ao YouTube Studio, e deixa-se ligar também. Portanto, é de mais ou menos ir reparando se está tudo bem ou não também.
Se não tiver, também ninguém morre. Pronto.
Sim, mas estarei perto também, portanto.
Está bem, obrigada, Pedro.
De nada.
Pronto, libertamos-lo.
Vou deixar aqui este carrinho.
Não, tudo bem. Obrigada, Pedro. Muito
Está no
obrigada.
efeito, se calhar.
Ou será que ela
Epá, o que está aqui no YouTube não devia ser o screen.
Right, so
nós criamos uns esquecemos de eles
send by mail.
do you know where are presentations in the folder?
So that they can. Oh, yeah.
We Kate?
O melhor é eles virem aqui.
Another thing, I don't know if you.
Ou então nós podemos ter o folder e eles
Mas eles sabem
vão
onde
e
é que
procuram.
Eles têm usado
So if I open these, you know where your presentation is or not?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah. So we can leave there in the folder.
Yeah, sure.
But should we send it to you or?
No. Just put here and you can.
Yes.
Week 5, team 8.
You are or
There is a folder for the team, I think, and they.
or if possible, you can send now the final presentation. Anna, send us the final presentation. Put in your folder team 1, team 1, 2, team 3, team 4, team 5. Okay.
Some of them are not very nice.
Team 1, do you have your presentation here? Okay. Team 2, do you have? Yes. Where?
Team 2, day 5.
Final presentation. Okay.
Day 1.
Is in day 1? Eu estou a dizer day 5. You have to check if it's the last version.
Yes.
I just put it on day 5.
I can hear you.
Is this one right?
And then you come back.
Não se pode deixar a ver.
É o que eu vou fazer.
So,
We also have one other link we have in the show. So Juliana, maybe can send it to you. Yes.
A new link? A new link? No, I just want the PowerPoint. But you need another one? Okay. Okay. Maybe you can open, okay?
I went to US with the one part.
Thing 2, right?
yes. So it is.
That's my. See, I got the slide around.
Very well, very well.
I don't usually use.
Okay. Team 3.
Estamos a projetar isto na...
Não, está interrompido.
Não está a aparecer aqui.
Tudo.
Não faça screen, não compartilhe no Zoom, porque estão a aparecer as soluções já. Está a compartilhar o ecrã no Zoom. Exato, assim fica, aparecemos nós.
É isso.
I noticed the name because the students, that's the capital is
Please check if you have all your signatures there. Yeah.
hours from because we did there and then some fonts might be wrong.
Yeah.
And the PowerPoint.
So I'm going to leave the drive open. If you want to select, just select when you are here. Okay. This is informal. We don't need to be like shaking or okay. I know that you are not Gabriela, and I'm just saying that. Totally fine. If you need help, just ask me. We are here just a normal class.
Can I ask you a favor? On the email I sent you, posso falar em português? No que mandei tenho o link. Se calhar nós depois não conseguimos pegar. E deixar já aberto. Obrigada.
Team 4. You have your presentation? Day 1? Do you need anything more than this?
Since there are a lot of people who just joined the course and they were able to get their funding, so do you think there's any possibility to sign me up for a later course so I get the funding? Because I was texting with you that my university didn't allow because
you are from Potsdam.
Yeah.
We will try our best. We should talk about this with Isabel and the rectorship.
Yeah. Maybe because you said that there's one course beginning later or something.
Next.
Team 5.
Probably at
because my university,
Team 5.
they're like regret or something is that the course already started and they didn't want to do the dates.
It was
so
quite annoying.
Yeah.
Quite annoying.
Yeah. Maybe there's any solution.
We will try because what we have been doing here was to find.
Can I download the video as well?
The only one that was available was for you.
Group 3.
I'm not sorry. I'm not listening.
I don't tell you something.
Sorry guys. I
Email
just
me
sorry.
and Isabel.
Yeah.
So that we don't lose track on that.
Yeah.
Or eventually on morning when you are back.
Yeah.
We will try our best.
Okay.
Yeah, could you please leave it open?
Okay, you prefer to okay.
Yeah.
So
1 minute to go. If we were on time.
So guys, I'm going to let the group 5, group 3, group 4 open in the here, okay, and the rest you have like the PowerPoints here, okay. If you need to go to the Google Drive folder, you have it here, okay. Everything, okay. Yeah.
I can say
Okay. Bom dia.
Bom dia.
Oh, yeah, translate. Yeah.
The formatting of the letter is not nice. It's not okay. Rare heroes, that's not have that.
You can present on the Google slide.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Because it's graphic design is aligned with the
In YouTube, they see us preparing things.
There are things backstage.
Yes.
I believe that we are good to go.
Yeah. Okay. So I will make a brief introduction. And Suya, do you want to come here and then you continue? Okay. So yes, you can sit already here. Do you know where your presentation is?
Yeah, this one, yeah.
Okay, great.
Very excited to see Anne Lowell online. Anne, can you hear us?
Hi, Suja. Yes, I can.
Morning.
Good morning. Thank you. And lovely to see you online.
Thanks,
We're
Suja.
going to start in a minute. See, I'm raising awareness everywhere in the world.
I know, it's super.
Okay, so good morning, everybody, and very welcome to this last session of our first edition of this training, Citizen Science for Psychological Well-Being. And in this edition, and probably in the next ones, because there's much work to do here, we are focusing on the psychological well-being of people living with a rare disease. It has been a great stimulus to work with this talent group of students and excellent professionals, trainers here. So I will not, and welcome also all the people that came to see us here and that are online joining us, including the patient advocates and some members that did collaborate with us to find relevant problems and to find suitable solutions for those problems. Eventually, we hope that some idea, some work that has been done here can be used in the future. So today, what we are going to do here is to present our work. So we have 5 teams of students that for 8 weeks have been learning by doing, and they have been working together using participatory methods to find these solutions to deal with the psychological challenges of people living and families of living with rare disease. And today we are going to see these solutions. So we're going to see each team. We have these 5 teams, 5 challenges, 5 processes, participatory processes, and 5 solutions. So we'll see them here today, and we will vote on the best. We will vote here and we will vote. The public is very welcomed and needed to vote for the best solution. So I hope that you stay with us until the end to vote and to get to know the winner. And with no further delay, I present Professor Suya Somanathan, who joined us for this training. Thank you, Suya, coming from Dublin. I forgot to say that this is funded by Erasmus. It's a blended, nothing could have been done without this funding and this program, Erasmus BIP. So Professor Suya is an associate professor of the School of Nursing at the University College Dublin. And among other appointments, she's the representative of higher education institutions at the Rare Disease Task Force Ireland. She's the co-chair of the Children's Research Network Ireland and North Ireland, and board member of the International Family Nursing Association. Thank you, Suya, for coming and joining us. The stage is yours. Thank you.
I know I used to stand and speak, so it's really hard for me to sit and speak. So I really wanted to say, I may stand, is that okay? I don't really sit, I just want, normally I walk around. So I really wanted to say thank you, Professor Celia Sales and the team, Professor Pedro and Professor Antonio, Professor Sania, Professor Hernani, and Susanna. So thank you, everybody. And also, I really enjoyed working with all the students across European member states, and also expressing your interest to work with, the task called people living with rare diseases. So I'm just going to share my slides. Let me share. Screen. So we are all used to the Zoom, which is great. We don't need any technological support anymore, Everybody can see me, yeah. So I was thinking what I'm going to present today. So I thought about, I have a lot of different programs and projects around rare diseases. So building creative and innovative partnership to give voice to the people living with the rare diseases. So that is my focus today. As Celia mentioned, I'm an associate professor and researcher. I'm also a Fulbright scholar on a health impact, where I did my work with the US National Institute of Health and Children's Hospital Pittsburgh. So I'm based at the University College Dublin, Ireland. So I really wanted to say and attract people to come to Dublin. Why? Because where I am based is called University College Dublin, which is one of the Europe leading research intense universities. We have almost 35,000 students. We have 5 colleges, 35 schools, and 18 research institutes and centers. So very welcome. And then Dublin is a very vibrant city. And if you go into the Dublin, you will see Buccoo Kells, you have Grafton Street, you have Halfpenny Bridge, and you have Trinity College, which is one of the old traditional university within Ireland. And also there are nice landscape where you see green, and you see those green anywhere else in the world. We are emerald. So why rare diseases? Why is it important to study rare diseases? Because at the moment we have, do we need to record this section? Do I need to record?
Yes.
Thank you so much.
No problem. So give me 1 second. Let me find the recording. Okay, let's go to cloud. Okay.
Amazing. This is the keynote speaker that is a project session.
No,
that's a social media expert, Professor Suya.
That's okay. That's okay.
Thank you so much.
So why we need to do a research in rare diseases? Because there are, as I mentioned many times in the class, there are over 7,000 non-rare diseases, but there are many unknown. 36 million people in the Europe live with rare diseases, 400,000 in the island of Ireland, and our population is 5 million. I also looked up how many in Portugal. So 6,000 to 8,000, 800,000 people with rare disease in Portugal. Interestingly, 80% of these conditions are genetic, and then 70% of these conditions affect children. And there are life-threatening conditions. All the pediatric rare cancers, hematological conditions fall under the category of rare diseases. there are children die with a rare condition that is life-threatening conditions. So I just wanted to make it very clear. Rare can be acute, can be chronic, and a complex as well. So it's not like a rare is rare, nobody is going to see. Rare is rare when you bring together as so many people living with rare condition. So this is one of the slide. I'm very fascinated. All these conditions are rare. So many names. You probably heard about many of these names like phenylketonuria, cystic fibrosis, muscular dystrophy, muscular atrophy. There are so many conditions. You probably know, you may think it's a chronic diseases, but when you look at the European strategy, it's all fall under the category of rare diseases. People are often don't call it. People think it's a rare, but it's not really rare. It's very common. Rare disease have a major unmet social and healthcare needs because nobody knows the rare condition, lack of awareness and understanding. It's a complex, condition. It's just not a one condition. There are many conditions comes together. Many people live with more than one diagnosis. Insufficient psychological and social support. People doesn't understand, and we don't have enough psychosocial support at the moment. Any country you name it, even including my own Ireland. Early diagnosis and intervention is very key. I think one of the group, you look at newborn screening, the disparity of the screening program across Europe. Portugal is 2 condition, Italy is 48. You can see across the European member state, the disparity of these condition is there. I understand we cannot screen 7,000, but we could screen more than 2. Early diagnosis is very key. And also that support the family to understand a child have an illness, they are prepared. And that also helps them to improve the quality of life. And they learn how to live with an illness rather than going around in a circle to understand what is wrong with my child because there is no diagnosis. There are many people are still living because genetic is very broad. Understanding the condition takes time. So still there are many children living with many illness, but nobody knows the diagnosis yet. That is all out there. I'm not saying everybody has a diagnosis at the moment. 90% of these conditions don't have a treatment yet. So they need to learn to live, how to live with the rare conditions. So this is part of my PhD, it's been published. I just want to give you a couple of quotes. So I researched families living with a metabolic rare condition called the mucopolysaccharidosis, which is an ultra rare condition. We all have a cell have a metabolism, and cell metabolism and is a space called lysosome. That is one function of the cells. We need enzyme to break down these cell metabolic waste product, and then then we accept the good one, the bad one is go as a byproduct. Some of the children with the genetics, they don't have this enzyme, either missing or lacking. They accumulate all these waste product in the system. So that means that affect all the system. Then they're born, everything is perfect. And people think, oh, I have a perfect born boy or a girl or a child. And as they move along, they will notice things are changing. They are not able to walk. They have respiratory trouble. They look different. They have a different facial features. And then they have the diagnosis of mucopolysaccharidosis. There are 7 different types. Only 3 of them have enzyme replacement. Many of them still don't have a treatment. It's a progressive life-limiting illness. So I interviewed this family for 2 years, understood the experience of being a parent of these children. So what I gathered, they talk about this battle. They talk about emotional roller coaster. One day everything is perfect, another day child could be in the hospital. They also felt the world came crashing down, how the feeling of being a parent of a child with an illness, they feel like they are sorry because the child is losing out. They are not catching with their friend or other peers. And also the stigma, because the feature really stand out when in the public space and people notice because different typology like Morocco-Lamy syndrome or what's the name? MPS4 is Morquio. Morquio has a skeletal dysplasia, and that child is not a child, maybe he's an adult, but the size of a child. And that person is in the wheelchair all the time. So it's kind of that features really stand out for this family. Because of genetic, they feel that guilty they're carrying because it's coming from the family. It's a no man's land. Nobody understands the way because they feel like they are in a no man's land. Because as a majority of the family I interviewed, they are the primary caregivers are mothers. As a mom, there are families where they had a marriage difficulties. They have, challenges in terms of support. But as a parent, they feel like they are in a box, they can't get out because they have the responsibility to look after their kid. So what I did since my PhD, so I met Anne Lawler. Anne is listening to me today. I met Anne in 2011, I think, in Berlin as part of one of the European Congress. And Anne came to me and said, you have to do something about other rare conditions and other patients. And I said, Anne, let me finish my PhD, and I promise I will bring everybody together. I think for me, I'm a nurse, my background, I qualified since 1999. I worked with many children and family. I was trained in India, but I moved to Ireland in 2003. So for the last 20 years, I'm in Ireland. So Ireland is my home. And I also understood when I'm traveling around Europe, the disparities across European member states and also across the world. So I think it's important that we bring together, we learn from people's experience, how we can build that creative and innovative partnership with the family who are living with these rare diseases. So when I started my job in the university, I brought everybody together. You can see Orla, Professor Orla Phil in the middle, it's a tall. So Professor Orla Phil is a Vice President of Research Innovation at the university. You have Professor Thilo Krols standing beside her. We have a Professor Eileen Tracy is the National Clinical Lead. We have many people came together, and Anne Lawler was with me, and Julie Power. We have a couple of very strong patient advocates. We did an annual rare disease symposium. That kind of sparked our thinking. We really need a network or a partnership. That was clearly highlighted in our national plan for rare diseases. The European Union wants every member state to have a national plan. Ireland had one. We are the last one to have. But we also recommended there is a need to bring everybody together in a partnership. So we all agreed at the meeting, we need to have a network to raise the awareness, a partnership in education and research. So what we did, we have something called Raindrop, which is Rare Disease Research Partnership. So each rare diseases, like a 7,000, is like a drop. When we bring together, we could create ripple effect. We can even create a flood. So, and Anne, Julie, Bernadette, we have a number of key people with me on this journey, along with a number of key professionals and also researchers, to promote meaningful patient and public involvement in rare disease research, education, engagement with the policymakers. And we designed the logo. You can see the different colors, and we are trying to splash. What that means, the voice needs to be heard. Individually rare, nobody is going to listen, but if a collective voice will be heard. So when whatever work we do, I do with patient advocates and families, others, the participation is key. So we build their capacity in terms of act as a researcher because they are not trained as a researcher. I have another colleague, he's a father of a child with multiple sulfate deficiency. And he himself is a professional as a carpenter, but he learned how to do the research, how to coordinate the research. Now he's working with a metabolic ERN, he's leading a research program. So parents become an expert, not only on their own child condition or illness, but also in a research, because they really wanted to support other children, other people living with the condition, because they don't want to see others are going to the same route as they did. They want much easier life for others. So my family, the families I work with, they are very much a co-researchers. Now many of them are research leaders, but we need to train them and support them. It's not like an academic or PhD can only lead the research. They can also lead the research with us. So patient-public involvement is key, whatever we do. In terms of the relationship we build throughout the lifespan of the research is from the designing, data collection, analysis, writing up and output. It's not just at the time of data collection, okay? It has to be life cycle agreement and a partnership. So this is the work, the Raindrop. We did a national prioritization exercise. We did a national survey where we did a public consultation to understand what are the key priority for rare diseases. We did that. We got around 1,000 statements that reflected issues and challenges faced by people living with rare disease in Ireland. And then we did a workshop. We have 3 different cafes. We have diagnosis, one of the key things emerged. Any diagnosis from newborn screening to communication, psychosocial, all fall under the diagnosis journey. Then we have the living with psychosocial, social economical impact, all those, and transition care, all those fall under the living with challenges. Then we have integrated care. The reason I'm saying this, nobody can run behind each single condition. We need to have a collective voice, collective solutions. That's the reason I'm very excited to hear your solution today. Then what we did, we have the prioritization setup, and then we identified top 15 research priorities. The publication is available online because I don't want to spend too much on my own work, but it's there. Anybody's interested, have a look. It's an open access publication where we clearly identified top priorities of rare diseases. So this was one of the sample. You can see how we engaged. Each room, we did make sure there is a patient representative, family representative, healthcare professional, researchers, interdisciplinary approach. There was 3 cafes. We had the challenges. People have to vote. They have a fake euros. They have to put the money against their heart, where they think money need to be invested in research. So these are one of the examples, identified the importance, we invested. These are the couple of things came in. Data sharing and integration came up very strongly. We also look into the psychosocial, came up very strongly. Support at the time of diagnosis came up. Transition care, economic impact, community-based intervention, evidence-based model of integrated care, infrastructure and diagnosis. These all came up very strongly as part of this exercise. So we, as I said, we looking at the diagnosis, living with integrated and palliative care. I can't say here, I just wanted to do work on just one condition. There are 7,000 and these families are out there. If you develop a solution to support these 7,000 families, that is our key achievement, I believe. So these are the examples. Again, we prepared a doctoral training program. I know we didn't get the grant, but we were one of the shortlisted out of 60. Again, that was another collective voice from patients group, Raindrop Partnership and the researchers. We worked together for 18 months to build this, another grant application for a 1.2 million. But I'm still very proud to say that even though I didn't get it, but we were one of the 4 shortlisted out of 60 applicants. It was a tight competition, but again, these are the key challenges we wanted to address. I'm very proud to say that I have a student who are looking at the economic impact at the moment. I have another student looking at the transition, and then you guys are looking at the many challenges already here. So I'm still very happy, even though I didn't get the grant. So these are the partnership team. You can see it was not just a small, it was a huge partnership. It took me 18 months to develop. And all the families and patient group, including Anne, Julie, they worked with me voluntary capacity for 18 months to develop this application. They were upset. I understand why, because they invest their time, energy to build this doctoral program, because they wanted to see students are interested in rare diseases. And we felt you can do the research prioritization. What is next? This was our next step, to build students' interest in rare diseases. But we are not going to give up. We are going to go for more grants. Again, this is Anne Lawler and Anne's daughter, Onia, and Les Martin. Any awareness campaign, we are there, okay? And I think the people is my strength, and I work with the people. I hope, we will be able to bring some change or a solution into the problems and resolve some challenges they are facing at the moment. So what we achieved so far, we launched a platform for a network. We created a consent statement in terms of rare disease priority in Ireland. Anybody can use those statements and they can go for a funding. It's not just me, anybody can go. We also created this national, international impact. So when I was in the US, we had a really good 2 big webinar. We do this weekly raise awareness campaign during February because of the rare disease event. And we do a lot of engagement activity to raise awareness, and also in the classrooms as well. So there are a couple of videos available online. This is, we did in 2021, because of the COVID, we have to do everything online. So if anybody's interested, you can have a look at these. And again, as I said, engagement in the classroom is very key. People like Anne, Bernadette, they come and talk to the students. Genetics and genomics is not a core component of the nursing curriculum yet. Think about a nurse and midwife taking a history. They need to understand anything running in the family. They need to talk to the family. Somebody's upset, why they're upset. Really, really important. Genetics and genomics, everybody's business. It needs to integrate it into psychology, sociology, education, nursing, midwifery, any curriculum. I think that is something I would love to do in the future, because at the moment, the knowledge of genetics and genomics is very poor. And we all human beings, and we should know this thing. So I just want to quickly, I know, conscious of the time, SAMPI project is another one where I'm leading at the moment with the Children's Hospital. It's being funded by Children's Hospital in Dublin. It's very much to give a voice to the children and the family with rare diseases through sound play, art, music, photo voice, and interviews. Very much ask a simple question. What is like for a child to live with rare diseases? How can children be best supported to express this? Children, they need a different modality. Their development is different. They need a creative approach so that we can understand them, we can support them. So I'm just going to quickly play this. Then you know exactly how we send the information to families. And hopefully it will.
Hello, my name is Aryan, and I will be telling you a bit about a project called SAMPI. SAMPI stands for Sound Play, Art Therapy, Music Therapy, Photo Voice, and Interviews. This study will give an opportunity for children from the age of 4 to 16 years who are currently attending Temple Street Children's Hospital. In this study, you will meet Sandra, who will be working with you on sound play. Allison will be working on music therapy. Amy will be doing art therapy. Caroline and Shirley will be doing photo voice. Aoife and Doris will be conducting interviews. You'll meet everyone throughout this video. We hope to meet you and your family so that you can tell us what it is like to live with an illness. Hello, my name is...
Sorry, the reason I just want to show you, when you work with the children, you need to go down the level of children understanding, because children are afraid to meet people. Once they see the video, they know, oh, that is Sandra, that is Alison. So this project is now completed. So I'm going to show you some of the data, but please don't tweet those data because it's still we are waiting for the publication, okay? But I just wanted to share a couple of thinking. Is that okay? Okay, so we did first and foremost, we did a national survey to understand what are the parental needs scale for rare diseases. So one of the scale being developed in Australia, tested and evaluated, trying to understand, what are the overall support need these families required. So we evaluated these in Ireland. So there is a 14-item scale. First is understanding of disease, 4 items, working with the healthcare professional, another 4 items, emotional challenges, financial needs. So this scale is going to be a bit careful. I highlighted in yellow. A score of 0 out of 100 means family doesn't need any support. If the 0 score, you don't need any support. Anything 100, that means they need a high support. Any score from 0 to 100, in between, they still need a support. So just that keep in your mind, okay? 0, no support. Any numbers, you need a support. So we managed to get 107 responses. Majority of them are biological parents. Again, majority of moms, females. Age group, majority fall under the category of 35 to 54. And then they are diagnosed. Only 30% of family have a known history of rare diseases. These are the kind of, I just put everything in the cloud, the condition. Even though there is 107 families, you can see so many conditions being represented. Can you see that? We have 22 kilobase deletion, ataxia. So there are so many conditions, Turner syndrome, within that 107 group. We asked the families number of hospital visits per year, and majority of them said 3 to 4, all the way to 9 to 10, and 1 or 2 when said they have 40 because they have multiple complex care needs. Number of different hospitals, I was expecting 1 because Dublin has a main 2 children's hospital at the moment. It's going to be merged into 1 big hospital. But still they do have a number of hospital attendants, like a regional hospital. Then they come to Dublin, so there are multiple hospital appointments. Do you have any need of the following services? You can see from this graph what they're looking for: psychological support and counseling. Again, I'm representing Ireland. This is coming from Ireland. We have a genetic counseling and psychology, very long waiting, at least 2 to 3 years waiting. which is I don't think is a right for other European country, but it's very challenging. Psychology, we really need psychological support. Genetic counseling and family planning. Think about these family knows they are carrying some genetic condition. So important and relevant to have a genetic counseling for these families. And they really need, they need that. And also social working. One of the group talk about care needs, social support, financial support, and also the housing adaptation. They need to talk to somebody and they are missing that as well. How much support do you need to help with respect to the following? So they need the help. So I can manage. So you can see, they can talk to the child condition, they can explain to others, but still they need help in terms of explaining my child condition to other children. You know, when as they grow, they go to school, their friends ask them, what is PKU? So parents has to explain to other children. So they really do need a support. There are many support that they need. How satisfied are you with the following? So they are extremely satisfied, one with the feeling that they are part of healthcare team. So that is good. But then when you look at the 5 extremely dissatisfied, how much healthcare professionals know about my child condition? The lack of understanding about the illness is huge. And also the overall support you get from the healthcare professionals. So I know as a healthcare professional myself, I always say, oh, we are doing a good job. But what I heard from my own PhD, the research I'm doing, for a patient or a family or a children, when they come to the hospital, it's like a revolving door. They often feel like they are numbers. So whatever care we do, it's still hospital is a hospital. We are not offering a home. Home is the place where they feel safe and supported. So when we measured the parental support scale need, the mean score came of 48. So think about 0 to 48, still the families in Ireland need a support. They are in that mid. They are not 0, they are not 100. They have some form of support, but still they do. But when I compare these with Australian team, they have a similar studies, they have 58. So compared to Australian team, Irish families have a little bit understanding. It doesn't mean that they don't need a support. They still do need a support. So these are some of the things come up. Does your child have any special education need? Intellectual disability come up very strongly. Motor difficulties, behavioral difficulty, global developmental disability. People often label disability as separate. So when you look at these and the work I did with other projects, these are connected. We need to bring them together. Rare disease is not standalone, a condition. It's condition with the multiple need. We need to join these dots together. Medically complex needs, yes, these children also. So at the moment, there's a lot of talk about medical complex care needs. There's a lot of investment funding, but where they're coming from? Maybe it's a genetic cause, it's a rare condition. So these all, rather than everybody working in a silo, we all need to come together and work together to address these challenges faced by these families. Think about a family, child with epilepsy, they have a seizure, they need a nasal treatment. They have to go to they need to use the BiPAP, oxygen treatment, all these part of their complex needs. It's not like a rare disease doesn't have a complex needs. That is a myth. The fact is, rare diseases come with chronic, acute illness, life-threatening illness with a complex, including disabilities, intellectual, physical, developmental, other disabilities. So you cannot treat one over, you have to bring them together. So also I did some artwork, as I'm not going to show you, just wanted to tell you the creative method I used. So this is one of the example of a drawing, the home I love. The child is only 7-year-old with a PKU. I told my friend, I have a PKU. They're like, what is PKU? And I told them, I had a gel that, we couldn't hear that. Why do you drink gel? They're very mean to me. So you can hear. They're very different and very special. There is a YouTube video I just tweeted yesterday. One of the parent and also patient advocate, Bernadette, she's doing a TED Talk. She's talking about mom got diagnosed, mom as a new mom, how she came to know her child has a PKU and the challenge she faced throughout. So anybody is interested, please follow me. In the Twitter, either me or in the Bernadette. LinkedIn is posted yesterday. Please do watch. It's only 15 minutes, really a good TED Talk. I know we all watch a lot of celebrity TED Talk. I think these are the celebrities, these are the heroes we need to listen to. So this is another little boy with a dystonia, and he drew this picture. And his wish, he wanted to run, he wanted to kick a football. He was angry and upset, and he was lonely. He feel like abandoned. He can't play. He doesn't have any friend in his estate because he can't run like other kids. So you can see the expression through these through this art. So it's really, really important to understand the children. They don't talk about their illness. They want it to be normal like other kids, so they can catch up with them. We also did interviews, and they talk about feeling different, feeling normal, because I have a framework, but I can't share at the moment because of the rights, because of the publication process. They're feeling different, feeling normal, and they talk about the friends, they talk about the family, that ecological framework. So what is out there? If you look at my name, you will see a music, you will see the scoping review on a Sandplay. Anybody's interested in Sandplay? A scoping review is published. One of our publication on review is just going to publish this week. It's on children experience living with rare diseases. There are a number of publications, I think 8 publications on the pipeline. As soon as I have been published, I will email you all. It's all in the pipeline, it's all happening. Because of COVID, we had so much hard time. So there are a number of references here. Just nearly there. Educational training program. The reason I wanted to say this, okay? In Ireland, a lot of children go to school and they also have special needs, like a disability, intellectual disability, physical disability, autism, attention deficit syndrome, a lot of things. So they go to school, but in Ireland, we have a teaching attendant called special need assistants. They are there to support these children. They are very core. They're like when you think about hospital, you need nurses. In the school, you need teacher and these SNAs. They are the core. They work with these children and the family, make sure they get their food, medications, their exercise, they're in wheelchair. So they are the real core for the school. So what we did, we developed a national training program, first time in the history of the state, between the nursing school, healthcare and education. We brought together, we designed 6 modules, one on the communication, one on care of a child with autistic spectrum disorder. And then I designed one with the primary and the complex care needs. I didn't call it rare diseases because shouldn't be calling rare diseases, should be the primary and the complex care needs, because children present with the complex needs and how we can support these skills. So children will looked after very well in the school. So we did, this is the kind of content of that module. It was co-designed because only 12 hours. I wasn't sure what to offer. So I managed to bring a number of teachers, SNAs themselves, families, and then pediatricians and other healthcare professionals. Then we thought about what is needed. You okay there? Sorry, you're right. So what is needed? We co-designed the content. So we look into the safety and communication. Any child, safety is important. Whether a child has an epilepsy, diabetes, they go to hypoglycemia, how to treat that. So any condition, safety is key. Communication is key, how to communicate with the child, how to communicate with the family. Feeding and nutrition is key for, doesn't matter what condition child has. The child needs to be fed, they need to have proper nutrition, they probably need to get the diaper need to be changed, they need the privacy, they need the rights, they need support. Respiratory illness, because the COVID time, because designed during COVID, think about asthma, think about cystic fibrosis. Any condition, first thing is going to affect your chest and lungs. So that need to be understood and that need to be managed. Cardiac condition, because nobody knows child has a cardiac condition unless child is running, can't take the breathing, So that was important. Endocrine and metabolic, like a diabetes, PKU, all those conditions. So we managed to design virtual simulated games where the students themselves can go to online, they can play this video. So we recorded the video. We included number of knowledge check. The students understood when a child got this epilepsy, what need to be done. When child got a hypoglycemic seizure, activities, what need to be done. Child with the PKU, what need to be done. So it's kind of, we built virtual simulated game. Then we managed to get an evening webinar. So a couple of families or an expert, they came because our cohort, the first one was 500 students. Not manageable in the classroom, it was online. Second cohort was 1,000 students. So all these webinars, we are seeing many students online webinar, Zoom, but so many questions. They engaged so beautifully. So many SNAs, they are in there, maybe they are working for a long time. They never got any formal education. And this was the first time they were getting a formal recognition of their work. They were engaged so brilliantly compared to even my undergraduate students. So this was the first graduation. That was middle of the COVID. You can see. And for me, the beauty of this is these all 500 students are going to work with a child who has a medical condition in the school setting. Think about that change we can bring in the schools. And this was the recent, 2 weeks ago, 1,000 students for a graduation ceremony. So you can see that impact we created for the children in the school setting is huge. So again, I'm just going to merely concluding now. I wanted to thank all the PPI expert advisory team who worked with me and with you guys in the beginning. Julie Power from Vasculitis Ireland, Anne Lawler from 2211 Ireland. Dr. Caroline Vash is a mom of a child with a rare condition, and she stepped in instead of Bernadette because Bernadette was unable to join at the time. Laura Ruth from Sickle Cell and Thalassemia Ireland. Laura led into stigma, one of the challenge with you guys. And Bernadette, and please do watch Bernadette TED Talk, and Les Martin from Newborn Screening and Advocate. So I really wanted to thank them. I'm really looking forward to listen to your challenge. One is looking at the newborn screening, genetic data protection, stigma, cultural challenges, unmet family care need, unmet rights of people living with the rare diseases. So I really wanted to thank you. And also I wanted to welcome everybody. Next Saturday, we are having a showcase event on a COVID study, which is how children coped and managed during COVID-19. Anybody is interested, come to Dublin. This is an international project all the way from New Zealand. You can see it's all the way from New Zealand to Brazil. We have a website called covision.ie. Follow us. And if anybody come to Dublin, email me. And this is my contact detail. These are the couple of project logo. I could design a lot of logos. All my project has a names. So thank you. And I know a number of students, I don't have your contact detail. I can't disclose, but I would love to have a doctoral or a students network for Europe with rare diseases. So please connect with me. We have a lot of students from Ireland and Northern Ireland. But it'll be nice to collaborate with the University Porto and Estonia and many other countries to come stronger like a raindrop. Strong, it will be stronger. Together it's stronger. So I think that will be our power to raise the awareness of rare diseases. Thank you for listening. And
thank you, Suya. So now we have our solutions, our projects. Please, I would like to welcome Team 1 to present.
Should we have a timer for 10 minutes, or it's like?
I think we should have a timer for the minute 9.
Are you comfortable to have like this timer? I can just warn you 1 minute left, and it's okay. Okay. Is it okay for you? It's just because of time management, but don't be shaky about the time. It's okay. Just to be sure that you're not here at 4 p.m. You need 3 minutes more? Okay, but you are not going to get any reward. Okay. Yeah, okay, it's totally fine. It's just to make sure that we are not going to have any questions.
Okay, come please.
Aos grupos. Posso fazer questões aos grupos?
Team 1, please.
Team 1. We need 180 seconds.
It's okay.
Okay. Team 2 then?
Yeah.
You like Team 2 to come? Is it okay? Team 2, please.
Yeah,
okay.
We can wait. Yeah, I have a question to Professor. Just to.
Okay.
Yeah. You need 3 minutes now. I thought it was during the presentation.
No.
I have a question to Professor Suya. What do you think are the barriers that we face now, not in terms of national health systems, but in terms of social awareness about these rare diseases. What do you feel when you are talking with people that do not understand anything about rare diseases or do not have cases in their families, because this is the emotional attachment speaking when you have children or people with rare diseases in your family. But when you are talking about with people that do not know anything about rare diseases, what do you feel is the most common barrier when you are talking with them about this? Is there any kind of not emotional barrier, but because of they are rare, people think that okay, it's important but not so important?
Yeah, sorry, thank you, that's a really good question, Nani. And the problem at the moment, people often think rare is rare. People often don't think about conditions, you name it, all the pediatric cancers, hematology, every condition you name it, 7,000 diseases are rare. But when people hear the rare, they think, oh, it's a rare. You know, they think a very rare, very ultra rare condition. But what is the best option is ask people, can anybody relate somebody in your family or a friends with any type of condition? You know, maybe there are people living with a no diagnosis. You know, there are a lot of children. I think we need to build that education from the bottom up. School children, trying to tell them, you know, genetic is everybody's business. People need to understand what is genetics and genomic. We all human, when have this mutation, things can go other way around. You know, there are cases where we cannot really identify the condition, but people need to understand. And also in the Europe is a challenge because we speak a different language, it's a different world. We need to come together and unite together and address these challenges. And also we need to respect these families because they are expert by experience. And I always say, we need to work with them. We need to bring their voice, not like a majority of the work is led by medical professionals. I know when my experience, I know I like to see many treatments being developed. It will take time. You cannot wait for treatment to be developed so that we can treat that child. That child may become an adult then. So we need to think about how we support them now. And we need to build that. So healthcare communication is very key, which is a huge gap at the moment, the communication. So we really need to develop that public focused health literacy around rare diseases. We need to have these challenges across Europe. You know, we do a lot of challenge during COVID-19. We did Jerusalem, every country came up with a dance. Why don't we do something for rare diseases to raise awareness? I'm really going to tap into Antonio and Susanna and yourself, you know, because you are the healthcare communication guy, you know. We really need to develop that communication. People understand.
Another question, sorry to jump to this, but another question that because it's so rare, it's often you have like an association for this kind of rare disease or this kind of problem. In health, we are witnessing people working in their field and they don't embrace other challenges, or they are doing the same, but it's multiple organizations doing this the same and not collaborating with each other. Do you feel the same in rare diseases? Can we do more to have a more to have this kind of intelligence, collaborative intelligence between these organizations? Because I feel that we work just with our for our team, for our purpose, and not together. Do you feel the same in rare diseases or not?
It's always same. Why do you think we have a raindrop? So raindrop, we brought it together from many patient organizations, healthcare professionals with the common purposes. At the same time, I know the people are currently working with me. Only people left working with on the raindrop is the patient themselves, because everybody felt it's being threatened or it's been challenged. Because the healthcare professional, as you said, if you're an oncologist, you want to be famous in oncology. If you're a metabolist, you want to be famous in metabolism. People are what my focus with the families I work with. The challenges they face, many of them are unique. How we can, together we can address those challenges. So I think we need to find a common ground we need to identify people who are willing to collaborate, not feel threatened. So that is something we need to bring together people, and also we need the students, because we need to invest on students. They are the future generation. They understand it's okay to work in collaboration. Our educational system is so
Competitive, right?
competitive and so different. There is no question about collaboration. I think with the cost action, with the Horizon grants, with the many other European grants, I think there are opportunity for us to work together across the European member state. That's what we need for rare diseases. If you look at any cost or Horizon, they talk about they're investing money on rare diseases, but they're not investing money on people's life. They're investing money on other things, including clinical trial. It's important. But as I said, it takes time to develop a drugs or treatment options. We need to invest, but we cannot forget people's life. We need to support them, their journey, because you could be one of them. And always I tell my students, you are a nurse or a doctor caring for somebody. Always think about, you could be one of those patients down the line. If you don't fix the healthcare system, I will be one of those patients waiting for a bed in a nursing home down the line. So you need to relate yourself into the patients and think you're not excluded, you're not immune. You could get a condition anytime and you could have the same challenge what they are facing at the moment. So you need to start relating yourself with them, bring that empathy and compassion for people.
No, I believe that we have done this in this course, and I believe that we are going to continue to collaborate more.
That's
we need
great.
that.
That's great. Thank you. Oh, I'm sorry, Anne's hand is up.
Yes.
Sorry, is that okay? Just one, maybe?
Yeah, sure.
Sorry, Anne, you want to ask something? Sorry, hold on.
Hello, Suja. Hello, everyone there. Thank you for listening, and thank you for allowing me just to make a comment there, Suja. You are right. We do have unique needs, but we also have common needs. And one of those common needs is care pathways and care coordination. You know that our 22Q clinic here now has a care coordinator, and the difference that the care coordination is making to families is really impressive. And care coordination is something that goes across any disease or any condition. So I just wanted to say that, because what you've said there is really, really important. And thank you very much.
Thank you, Anne. Thank you. Oh, Mike is on. Oh, yeah. And there will be voting today. Yeah. Hi, Anne. Can you hear me okay?
I can, yes.
Oh, great, great. And the students are going to present the solutions right now.
Okay.
There are five group of students, and they are going to present the solutions. And there is an opportunity for you to vote. Which one is the best, do you think? All right.
Okay.
So you just need to listen to them and see which one do you think is the best to vote.
And vote.
Vote. Huh?
And at the end, voting.
Yeah, end is the voting. So then you can vote at the end. Is that okay?
Okay.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So,
Can we start?
10 minutes.
Okay, let's go. So, good morning, everyone. We're team number 1, and our challenge was newborn screening for rare diseases. So, welcome. I'm Aygun, Elmir, Filipa, Mustafa, and together we are 4-leaf clover, which is rare, but actually not so rare. It's 1 in 10,000. So, also, we wanted to bring that Rare Diseases Day is on the 29th of February, which is also, I think, a nice thing to say that it happens once in the 4 years. And like 4 is our lucky number, let's say.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, everyone. Our challenge as a team was to address the challenges of newborn screening for rare diseases. Newborn screening for rare diseases allows for the diagnosis of a rare disease in the first days of the life of a newborn. An early diagnosis allows for an early treatment, which increases the chance of survival of newborns. On the other hand, a late diagnosis impairs the possibility of a more successful recovery, and also it brings a big emotional and financial burden on the families. Because when a disease is not diagnosed, families can spend several time going through misdiagnosis and going through inadequate or ineffective treatments for their newborns.
Sorry, I think they can't see through the Zoom. Maybe we can
share screen?
Yeah, please. Yeah. So just share the screen. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
We weren't sharing the screen.
Yeah, that's
sorry.
it. Thank you.
Italy is known in Europe for having a newborn screening approach.
Mida? Saunas. Võib-olla. Issand, ma ei oska, kuidas saab Zoomis niimoodi olla, vaata, et teised mind ei kuule, ei näe. Tüdruk teeb mingid ettekannet, saab Portugalis, vaata, ma näen, aga...
Oh, that's a question put to us.
So democratic now.
Never that side.
So maybe you can go back. And
yes.
Start.
Okay. So maybe yes, we can restart.
We go back to the.
So our challenge is the challenges of newborn screening for rare diseases. We know that newborn screening allows for an early diagnosis of a rare disease, and that an early diagnosis is connected to the possibility of an early treatment and increasing the chances of survival of the patients. When children are left being diagnosed, families go through a phase of uncertainty about the diagnosis, the care and treatment of that disease, which can bring them a big emotional and financial burden. As we can see, as you can see in this in the screen, Italy has the newborn screening approach that's able to screen the largest number of rare diseases, and Romania can only screen 2 diseases. So so this lack of standardization of newborn screening approaches and these discrepancies between countries reflect inequality of opportunity for adequate diagnosis and treatment in families. which means that the access to an adequate treatment and increased chances of survival of a child with a rare disease really depends on where you are born.
And then we moved on to identifying the needs. We conducted one interview, and we've had one written contribution, and both of them were very thorough. And as you can see here, this was part of this analysis that we've done, a thematic analysis where we clustered all these themes together and tried to kind of identify what were the common patterns or topics that were talked about. I won't go too much into detail, but here are some of these highlights that we have chosen from these from the interviews that we've had. But what was important here was to kind of identify what are the criteria when we're assessing these needs. And we have 5 main topics here that we have considered to be important needs. One was research impact, the patient impact, societal impact, competitive landscape, as well as market opportunity. So this was a little challenging for us. It was a very intensive Sunday that we got together and we just voted and for many hours. But as you can see here, this is part of our, let's say, criteria selection. We started off with many different options, but this was the top 6 that we have had here. So you can see that we have immediate access to the latest treatments, followed by patient representatives. Families' financial situations were next. But the top 3, go back. The top 3 was standardization of, let's say, newborn screening strategies within European countries. The EU should be aiming to increase the number of rare diseases for screening, and awareness on authority level was the top 3 ones. And within these top 3, we decided to go on with awareness on authority level, mainly because this was the most suitable and the one that we could actually do within this short time frame. Although we were inclined to do the other 2 as well, but we're like, okay, let's stick to the plan and just raise awareness on the authority level. And should I continue as well? Okay, awesome. So the way to address this was kind of, because it's authority level, we're talking about like different views of the same topic, but we wanted to emphasize on the burden of undiagnosed rare diseases on the families, parents to be, and in order to raise awareness of this newborn screening approach and ultimately raise awareness of policymakers, while also indicating that this has like a big impact and stress on the already overwhelmed healthcare system, because this is something that is also important to highlight.
All right, so regarding our solution, as Mustafa said, we decided to focus this solution on raising the awareness on parents, because raising the awareness on authority level, we discussed this with a group, with other teams in a session, and raising awareness in an authority level could be, as Mustafa said, a big jump for us to prepare within this time frame. So we decided to go with awareness on the parents. So we did a brainstorm session, first of all, to think of some solutions that could address this need. And we've defined some personas that could be interested in our solution.
So basically, yes, we're creating solutions for someone, right? So this is our main characters. We had 3 of them, Susanna, Adrian, and Ines later. I just want to, I will not read everything, but I just want you to pay attention to the left corner. So you see that we divided them also. We decided to include all parents, not only, let's say, the couple parents, but also single parents, parents to be. So basically, this is everyone's problem. And we also decided to put socioeconomic status. So we divided them on middle, low, and very high socioeconomic status. And also, since we are our awareness campaign is going to be distributed in social media, so we need them to have digital literacy and digital media usage, which Susanna has. And Susanna is an expert also, which is important to think about those people who are not in their country that they were born, let's say. She is from Mexico, but she lives in Romania, and she's a yoga teacher, and she's the parent-to-be. So she gives classes on yoga, and her main goals are to learn more about childcare, because she's going to be a single parent, especially to be, and she's like worried about how is it going to happen since she's an expert in the country. The user story that we decided to focus on, just that, well, one of her class attendants talks to her about newborn screening, about that she had this kind of problem, and she starts getting worried, and she talks with her doctor, and her doctor mentions like, yes, sure, you can, but well, we have only 2 conditions that you can screen for in Romania. So of course she gets worried about that. Then we move to Adrian with a higher socioeconomic status, higher digital media literacy. So basically Adrian's goal also, he has 2 kids, second child is about to be born, and he wants his kids to have like the most up-to-date healthcare and education. So, and also he likes to donate to the organization, and he is frequently looking for this charity organization. And then one of this is the charity organization. Also, he get asked if he wants to donate to a new charity organization dedicated to rare diseases. And he has never heard about this. So he starts getting worried about this too. And because the charity worker couldn't get the answers, that's why he decided to make a donation. And well, he got his concern as well. And then we moved to Ines. Ines, she lives in Lisboa, and she used to have like financial problems. So that's why we have this socioeconomic status, which is low. He has a history with rare diseases, so she actually seen it before, because her neighbor's son was diagnosed with Fabry disease, which wasn't screened in Portugal, but it was in Italy. So she knew about that, and she was kind of worried, why is it happening like this, and kind of frustrated that why it's like this. And she's a parent-to-be also, she's planning to have a baby, so she wants to make sure that her baby is going to have the best screening and the opportunities that everyone has. Yes.
So for our solution, we decided to prepare an awareness and social action campaign that would target mostly parents-to-be or people interested in becoming a parent. Our main focus with this campaign was to get people mobilized and moved by a sense that this is a problem that can happen to everyone. Rare diseases can happen to every family. This was one of our main points of this campaign, was to create this sense that we are all susceptible of being affected by a rare disease in our family, or if we have a child. We also wanted to, through this campaign, get people moved by a sense of social injustice. So we wanted to highlight clearly that there are these discrepancies between countries, and that these discrepancies can be very impactful in the way that the family deals with a rare disease. Sorry, it's still that one. So for this campaign, we thought that our solution could be a prototype of a model of a campaign that could be adapted to different countries. So this campaign includes an awareness video, a video that would emphasize the importance of newborn screening and the negative consequences of late diagnosis, such as the ones that we mentioned, the burden on the family, the decrease of the chances of survival. The video will also emphasize that this is a problem that can affect every family, and also these discrepancies between countries in Europe. So this would be a short, emotionally engaging video. And at the end of the video, we would attach a link. We will show you the prototype after. We would attach a link and invite people to sign a petition at the national level that aims to demand their governments for an improved newborn screening approach more aligned to up-to-date newborn screening?
Well, yeah, why the petition, and also we wanted to emphasize the moment that we actually looked if this kind of petition exists before, and they did. There was a petition which was published in last year, and it exactly represents what we wanted to represent in this. And we got a bit frustrated with the fact that it wasn't accepted by European Parliament. And basically their answer was that, well, we cannot say the countries within the European Union what to do. This is not in our power. So that's why we discussed also with Nani that we are going to focus more on a national level. Okay, we're not going to try to talk and make every country to act, but let's say we can make parents in this country act to their government and say, so we are decided to focus not on European Union, but on national level, each country. And that's why our video can be adapted to any of the countries that you have seen in the list. It's kind of a general awareness campaign. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So now we can show you, oh,
the
right, the dissemination. We can talk about the dissemination strategy now. If you want.
Yes, as I mentioned, our personas, they have digital literacy. So we are focusing on the people who go through the social media. So we are going to mainly disseminate it through social media, asking advocates, influencers to spread, but also YouTube. I think you all faced with that when you need to watch a video, and if you don't have an expensive subscription, you need to see an ad. And that would be really nice because an ad could have a link, so you could see the ad, you could feel this emotion and go to that link and sign this petition. Creating TikTok challenges, sharing pictures, like making grown-up hashtags, it all can be all together social media campaign. Because we have a petition, we have a link. So if we spread it in the hospitals, that would be nice, but when people see it, they cannot actually click on the petition and they not call for action. This is call for action, basically, because if we spread the awareness and people, they would like to do something, but where they are going to put this effort. So that's why we have this petition. Yes, it's call for action. And
we can show the prototype. We will show you the prototype of the video. We made a storyboard and we tried to translate the storyboard into
1 minute.
Like 1 minute? Okay, thank you.
Good.
Want your child to be happy, right? What if they were late diagnosed with a rare disease? And how rare is rare to you? Late diagnosis decreases the chance of survival and is also very pricey for families. But this could all be prevented, and it only takes just one sting. Does every child have access to newborn screening? Unfortunately, no. And you, as a person, as a parent, have the right to protect your child. So, call for action, sign the petition.
No. I did not see anything from this yesterday. Amazing.
Considering the amount of alcohol we had last night.
We are on YouTube, more than 10 people watching, so it's
just to conclude and emphasize and just leave you the message that you will walk out of this room having the message that what we really wanted to say with all of this, that we wanted to raise advocacy and interest in all parents to be, make it everyone's problem. And not just the parents who already have the child with rare diseases. So it's a model of a campaign that can be adapted to a different country, as I mentioned before. So we can raise it on the national level, and who knows, it can go higher and higher. We are really hopeful, really motivated to do so. So thank you so much for your time.
Fantastic. Thank you. Number 2. Thanks, Almir. Our tech guy, Almir.
Really nice.
I'm just changing it.
This is your group. Do you have the presentation?
No, it's exact.
Oh, this one? Oh, yeah, okay, I'll share it.
Try to be on the center because on YouTube it's a little bit.
That's the camera? But maybe someone else.
But Tina, if you stand over there, it's okay. Like next to the whiteboard.
Let's go.
So this group solution is called the journey of your data, and it's a web-based experience. Okay.
Sorry, guys, you have to calm down. Sorry. Again, Susanna.
So this team solution is called the journey of your data, and it's a web-based experience.
Hello, we are team 2. I'm Tina, and this is my team, Pino, Juliana, Katerina, and Christina. And our challenge is here, it's genetic data protection. And this is a short summary of our whole process. So to begin, I will start, what's the problem at all? So we found out that there are 2 main problems. First is a problem that people are hesitant to share their data because they are concerned about the data being misused, and they also are unsure what happens with it once they share it. And secondly, people are quite unaware of the benefits of sharing the data because some of them might lack health literacy on the topic. So how did we find this out? How did we get there? It was quite a difficult journey, and but in the beginning we had different stakeholders to help us. So among them were family members, health professionals, data engineers, also patients who have the disease, and associations of rare diseases, and also lawyers and researchers. So talking to all the stakeholders and through the interviews, we got a lot of different needs, more than we imagined even in the beginning, and it was quite hard to choose what's more important and what's less important. But in the end, we combined some of them, and we got to this final need, which is that we would want that there would be a way of explaining to patients who have a rare disease what are the risks and benefits of sharing the data, so that the patients would be more motivated to share it, and they would more consider it.
This is our primary persona story about like Martin, Lucy, and their 3-month-old son, Philip, who has been diagnosed with PKU, otherwise phenylketonuria. And when their regular checkup, their pediatrician or doctor advised them to share their child genetic data or information in a database to develop a new treatment option and participate in a research study. And that time they not understand what is genetic data, why they have to share the data. And main needs of them are to aware of the topic of genetic data and what are the risks and benefits of sharing their child genetic data. And they have to make a best decision for their child, considering their child's future and health. And these are the primary story about or primary persona. And
our second persona is Dr. Evans. He is 42. And he's a pediatrician that treats children with rare diseases and conducts research in this area. He's engaged in this one, and his daily practices, he encounters parents who are concerned about data sharing and hesitant to share their children's genetic information. And his needs is to get people to share data and be informed, explain better what are the benefits and risks. And his goals is to find the ways how in simple terms to explain parents complex and difficult things about genetic data sharing of their child, and to motivate these parents to share the data with the database.
So based on all this journey that we made, that is summarized until now, because we really wanted to focus this presentation on our solution. Well, we could see that the main goals that we had to solve would mainly be raising awareness regarding the importance of considering genetic data and genetic data sharing. Because if you put yourself into the place of someone that is being diagnosed with such a disease, genetic data maybe is not one of the first things that comes to your mind, but still it is important. So raising awareness is a good step to include this theme and helping people to know what they have in front of them and the options they have to do and making informed options. So we wanted, or our goal is to raise awareness on the need to value our personal data, our genetic data, and to expand the understanding about why sharing is important, and about increasing a little bit more the motivation to share it, what could be the impact on sharing. So we also needed to emphasize that even though sharing is important, the last call is of the patient. They have the choice to share or not share, but we want them to make this choice with an informed base. So we also want, if you are in this kind of situation and a doctor talks to you and says that they have they need to get your authorization to save or to store your data and to share, it's needed to build, it is important to build a relationship of trust. So if you have information, that trust will come more easily, in our opinion. So raising awareness is our key point. And when we started ideating, we thought about a solution that could be it could be three things at least: adaptable in terms of support and contexts, inclusive and close to the user. And what better way to do that than creating an experience? When we see, when we start to share this journey that we made through the problem of genetic data, we share it with the patient and we give them the opportunity to make it their own, like they have this journey of their own. So I told you that we would like to make it adaptable to context and to support. So we have come to a solution of QR code that starts a journey. So this journey allows the user to go through the journey that we also did in the beginning, making it their journey, but it allows them to see this journey through their perspective, which in our opinion is really important. We made it inclusive and adaptable, as I said. Adaptable because we thought primarily to make it available, like our QR code, which will be the start of our journey, make it available on a waiting room, for example. But it's not limited to there. Imagine that you are in other contexts, you can have a pamphlet. This is also an effort for inclusiveness. Imagine if people doesn't have internet or doesn't want to or hasn't digital literacy, you can have the pamphlet to cover your information. Scan me, your journey starts now. Or no internet, no problem. We got your back. Here's what this journey is all about. So step in, we invite you to step in and follow this journey with us.
Okay.
1 minute.
Okay. Maybe could someone further on this? Can find it.
No?
It's in the Chrome.
Yeah.
What is this one?
Yeah.
There are no people. It's here. You see this in there.
Maybe you have to share it, no?
Is it? Okay. Is it?
shown?
Okay. We wanted to be sure. Internet, yeah. Okay, so as Juliana said, people will go into this journey where it starts with this QR code. And it's a journey where our data starts and how we explain this to patients. So first we would start with this question. Do you understand the significance of that data sharing? Then we would have some infographics explaining it and explaining the risks and benefits of sharing our data. In the second step, we would have the following question. Do you know what happens when you share your data? Do you? No. Then we would have some animated video, like really simple, like maybe 1 minute, 2 minute video explaining the process once you accept sharing it. The third question and third step, it will be this one. Do you understand your data sharing rights? And then we would have like a list of rights summarized and a brief explanation on each right's practical application in real life contexts. Then we would also have a link to GDPR for more information for the ones who want to learn a bit more. The fourth question would be, do you have further questions? Perhaps you would like a list of contacts for local organizations per country. Or maybe you would have to make those questions that are more FAQ questions.
Yeah.
And maybe, or you would like to have like the connection link between you and the health professional or someone that went through the same. With this, your data's journey would just begun. And now you could make an informed decision on what happens next.
So maybe we should stress that this journey is not only a web-based experience. This is an attempt to create connection with others related with this theme, like lawyers, other patients that were going through the same. We wanted this to be the base of a group of people that come together to talk and help each other understand better this theme and the risks, the benefits, the doubts, like having someone to support you on the decisions that you have ahead that mostly are not related with genetic data, or at least your emotional your emotional weight will not be on genetic data, but this is also important. And if you have others who went through the same, they can guide you. So that's why we had that network at the end, and that call to connecting people with this network and being also part of it. So please bear in mind that these were just our first steps, and these will only be the first steps of people getting in touch with the theme of genetic data. Many details and improvements are still in our head and still being discussed with us, between us, and we thought about multiple functionalities to add to this, maybe making it later into like a transmedia experience. This has to be developed more, so I won't get into this now, but there are ideas. We are still working on this. We don't want it to end it now, but this is just the first steps of this journey, and we want people to get in this journey with us. So thank you very much.
Really nice, guys. Really nice. I had some comments on the visuals of these, because I think that you could do a little bit more human, human-centered, this kind of design. But at the same time, I really like your idea. I think it's a promising idea. So congratulations. It's not free?
Here.
Ah, okay.
Chat.
So we have some messages.
Sorry, there is some messages for group 1, and from very impressive, well done to group 1. They might contribute to idea to screen for care. Remember, I told you one of the newborn screening. Yeah, screenforcare.eu. Maybe you need to be touch base with them. Yeah, so very impressive again. You share our personal data on a daily basis with our phone sharing health data. Is a complex topic.
That's, I think,
yeah, that's a team too. Yeah. So it's a complex, but I wanted to congratulate group 2 because it's very complex, but you managed to navigate very complex topic to bring some solution into it. More work needs to be done, but well done. Thank you. I think that's it.
So now with this team, we have a solution called Rare Heroes, which is a comic book. Okay.
Oh yeah. Where is the which
presentation? It's this one, the one.
Oh, that one. Yeah. Okay, I'll just share.
I have my life there open for everyone to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slideshow.
Oh,
Yeah.
You can do. Okay, so hello and good morning, one and all present here today. My name is Muskan Mujawar, and I have my team here. We have Katerina, we have Caroline, we have Marina, and also Gabriela. So we are team 3, and the name of our project is Rare Heroes. At the beginning, yeah, it's okay. At the beginning of this project, we had the problem given as stigma and cultural challenges faced among people with rare diseases and others associated with them. Yes, next, thank you. So once we had this problem, we contacted several stakeholders, which included the researcher, patients with rare disease, parent of the child with rare disease, psychologists, and doctors. Our methods of contacts with them were mostly virtual, through virtual meeting, but we also had an in-person interview. And once we spoke with them, we wanted to know their point of view about their stigma and the cultural challenges they have faced or are still facing. And the next, thank you. So we finalized the top needs. Most of our needs were dependent on psychological support to the patient, then psychoeducation to the families, or more openness and sharing of experiences in the community. And finally, yes,
And finally, after a lot of discussion and updates and feedback, we had a needs statement, which was a way to reduce social inequality for children living with rare diseases in school settings in order to promote equality, diversity, and inclusion.
So after our needs statement, we started brainstorming for ideas. And these are all our ideas, and I know there are a lot, but most of them can be combined in psychological support group, a flyer, or a website. And then we got to vote on our ideas, and you can see here these little blue dots are us voting. So the top 3 solutions we came up with were a comic book that we are going to explain a little bit more, an educative website, or a collaborative and information website. So in class, we chose the comic book that was the most voted, and also what we liked best as a team. So this solution involved us creating this character, which was a superhero with a rare disease. And this would promote diversity and inclusion because children have this hobby of reading comic books, and now they could have this comic book with a different hero. And so this would also be a way to connect children because it's a common hobby.
So having our potential students, users in mind, we developed several personas, and our primary persona is Jake. He is 12 and he's a student at St. Peter's School. He is originally from Republic of Congo, but he was diagnosed with rare disease, with muscular dystrophy 4 years ago. And his family decided to move to London to seek better treatment options. Because of his disease, he is in a wheelchair, so he's not able to participate in a lot of different activities that usually his classmates and other students participate in. He likes to read superhero comic books, and we can say that his goals are to make friends with children his age and to be able to participate in some activities with his peers. Our secondary persona is Isabella. She is also 12 and attends the same school as our primary persona also does. And she moved from Mexico with her family. She's still struggling with the language, so she doesn't have many friends. And also, as our primary persona, she's very passionate about comic books. So for our user story, we have Jake, who wants to have something in common with his peers so that he feels more included and more as belonging and part of his class. And as one of potential scenario views, we have the following. So it's a break time at St. Peter's School. Some students are playing soccer, some are playing volleyball, and some are chatting. Jake would like to find friends to chat with, but he is unsure how to approach them. And then he sees Isabella reading a comic book in the corner of the playground, and he remembers that he has his own comic book. So he approaches Isabella with his comic book, asking what is she reading, and that prompts their conversation, and they, in the end, end up exchanging their comic books. Also, Isabella gets to know more about Jake's disease because in this comic book, the superhero has a similar disease as Jake. Having in mind also our solutions and personas, we started building some ideas about our comic book character and plot. And also we made some context for our superhero character to work from.
Yes, so now I want to give you a short idea of our style line of our comic book. Here you see some of our sketches and work in progress. So here's our comic book. This is Lana, you can see her there. She is 16 and our superhero. She has also muscular dystrophy like our main persona and has to be in a wheelchair too, and so she can't participate in sports, for example. Next to her, no, she is also very intelligent
intelligent and talented in programming and solving IT issues. So next to her, there is our villain, Mr. Outside. And he has this idea of creating a perfect and flawless world to achieve pure beauty. So for this, he builds a machine you can see there. In this machine, every human being turns or transforms into some standardized template or layout of a human being. So there are no differences between humans anymore. And because he thinks that nobody can stop him, he filmed a short video message and sent it to broadcasting stations. But the people seeing this video message do not take him seriously and thinks he is only a weird man, and he is bluffing and is not capable of executing his plans. But Lana, on the other side, is very concerned and starts investigating. So she tracks him, or after hours of hard work and days, most probably, she tracks him and finds his location. And this the building he is using to create this machine and experimenting already there. So after this, she wanted to stop him and was able to creating some kind of short circuit to disrupt the power of the building. And this disruption caused finally that the machine is exploding and not working anymore. And in the end, Mr. Outside stopped and anyone is staying uniquely different. So we wanted to show to the children with rare conditions that everyone has their own superpower and is perfectly fine in their own way. So it was important to us for transporting this message that even if they may not be able to participate in sports or not be able to hear or see or something else, everyone has a maybe until now hidden unique superpower that makes them uniquely different, and that every person matters and is important for the society. We also want to empower the children and tackle discrimination and bullying, and build up their self-esteem. Our primary target group are children up from age 8 to 14, but for sure everyone can feel free to read, enjoy, and share our rare hero stories.
Yeah, then we thought, how can we include more people? Because even the rare diseases, they're very different between themselves and people face different challenges. So we thought about expanding this. So Lana's story would be like the first one. And we want to have a campaign where children can share or participate and create a new hero and with its own superpowers to join Lana. So how we want to do that? We want to create an open platform where children, so focus on children with rare diseases, where they can share their own superpowers. So because you know that they also have different conditions that might not enable them to draw or so, this can be made by parents, by relatives, by caregivers, through pictures, videos, or whatever they find a creative way to dispose or to display that. And we just think in simple terms, you can put the next. That's right. In a way that they can just like display this and put it online available for people. So here is one part that we want to allow these children and the people around them not only to read the story, but to see like regular people superpowers. And this is a way that would enable them to help co-create the story in a way. So they would not only propose new ideas like a new hero, but new superpowers or even new stories. So yeah, here's sort of how we envision it. So the idea is that we have like this initial comic book with Lana, which would go to associations and schools, and people like the children will read it and share with other children that don't have rare diseases. And then they will have this online platform that can start maybe in Rare Disease Day or on a specific date where they can contribute with their ideas. And there will be a board of people who would select, because we want this like a professional comic book. So there's a creative team who would be working on that. but we also have a board that includes patient advocates and children with rare diseases who will be selecting and helping create the story, and this can be rotative. So every year or every period of time, they come together and create this new story, and the cycle goes on. So it can become a series of comics in some time. And the connection point, so how would people actually get involved? We thought about having a final page of the comic book with the information about the project. So this would, the Rare Heroes could be then a project on itself. And that would enable people to contribute, to see the online gallery of ideas and images, and maybe also expand the scope of the contribution. So the comic book works both as this interesting story for the children to read, but also for parents maybe to get involved.
So just to finish and going back to our need, we wanted to promote inclusion, diversity, and equality. And by distributing this comic book in schools and local public libraries, we would be raising awareness and even involving patients and getting these groups of patients with rare diseases in this huge idea, and it would eventually be spreading our message. So yeah.
You would know how to listen.
Really nice how you, since yesterday it was like, really nice.
Thank you, very nice. I think it's a very well thought through process, and a lot of development. Again, I was there up to the story, but you kind of thought about how you bring that more inclusive option for our children with rare diseases, make it that EDI lens more focused and including other children, giving this raising awareness among the children afterwards. Yeah. So it's brilliant and wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.
A really cool thing that I'm noticing is that you have thought about sustainability of the project. It's like a good circle of, it's not just a project, you want to continue, you want to produce something, impact, and yeah. It's something that it continues. It's nothing, just, oh, we are going to launch a video and that's it. You want to have something to do it. You have a petition, or you want to, the data security, you want to continue with more information. And now with the comic book and the rest. Amazing. Book 4.
As you can see in the chat.
Oh yeah, we have.
Well, Anne says she loves the idea of rare heroes. And it would be great in hospitals, not only in schools. Yeah. Thank you, Anne. I have no glasses, I cannot.
Present a solution to secret agents, which is a social movement. Okay.
Secret agents.
It's sexy enough.
Very, very, very sexy.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Hernani. The name, right? Thank you. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so we can start here. Okay, so good morning. We are team 4, and we are Alexandra, Suri, Anna, and Deborah. And our challenge that we have been working on the last weeks was the unmet family needs of people with rare diseases. And that's why we meet Anna, our advocate person, who warned us about the invisibility of the other child, the children who doesn't have a rare diseases but still lives with the social, psychological, and educational consequences of their siblings' illness. Attention has been focused on the rare diseases child and parents.
and the siblings, it was there Jana, our persona, was built.
Okay, meet Jana, the 17-year-old Portuguese girl. She has a brother, Marcos, that has been diagnosed with 22q syndrome. She usually feels forgotten and overwhelmed because of her family situation. And that's why she turns to her friends to overcome all the difficulties. She would like to spend more time with her mother, participate in leisure activities, and feel comfortable when bringing her friends home. And Sarah, the second persona we built, is a 56-year-old single mother of Joanna and Marcos, of course. She maintains a busy life. However, she needed to give up her work to take care of Marcos, to be able to take him to the therapist, assisting him with his homework, and take care of him. And as she does that, she still feels guilty about not managing her time better. She feels installed as the caregiver and the mother and not as a woman. What she needs the most is the time to rest and spend alone, and the psychological support for herself and also for her family. And finally, let me introduce you to Marcos. Marcos is 8 and has been diagnosed with 22q syndrome. Most of his days he spends at school and playing video games on the virtual platforms. The part of his life is also the weekly checkups with his doctors. He feels misunderstood by his teachers and also by his friends at school, and struggles due to his delayed learning speed. He is also tired of explaining his condition to every single person separately. And what he needs is to be treated equally with other children and make real friends at school.
So that's why we identified several different needs, such as the family-centered counseling, the information about their sibling disease. But based on Joanna's interviews, we feel like the involvement of social participate and it's the most central ones. That's why how we build our main statement, address the lack of social involvement of siblings of real disease people in order to improve their level of participation in the community. And during the process of solutions fundings, we come up with different ideas. We can solve from the sketching board here a lot of ideas like free public transport and also the daycares. And based on the process of that, we found they have 3 main solutions we would like to share with you guys today. So the first, we will come up with agent of public health, and the second one is the free day trip for those siblings, and the last one is the trading card games, which is like the siblings can design some trading cards, concludes the information user like try to appropriate language to explain the siblings' illness.
However, we found that these solutions should be rephrased. We need to build up a strategy that improves networks, conversations, and connections, not only between siblings, our main target, but also in our own solution. And this is where we start to think about how. First, we change our approach to siblings and we decide to involve existing summer camps directed to siblings in order to recruit them. Here was born our first partnership. However, we want more networks and collaborations, so we involved patients' organizations and research institutions.
The reason we include like the patient organizations because they will help us to establish a strong social networks with siblings and families, which is also give us guide us what is the biggest concerns and the best way to approaching them, have a better and deeper solution of that. And
are you sharing the screen through Zoom? No.
probably not.
Maybe we're not.
Sorry.
No, yes.
Oh, they are, yeah.
No,
that's
new
fine.
share, so we are
Yeah,
sharing, right?
Yeah.
You can check in my.
No, fine, continue, sorry. I couldn't see that we are not sharing.
Okay, so and also the research institutions will be involved in the discussion process. They will create a bridge to knowledge based on strategies, and then they will be contact for siblings to share their perspective and needs. We including different existing summer camps that involving siblings of peoples with different real conditions, and also those patient organizations. This is our partnership, such as the contacts and also SIPs, and also the research institutions like the Sibling Research Advisor Groups from UCL.
And that's how we create the SIP Secret Agent Initiative. This is a solution that intends to promote sibling social engagement while raising awareness of their role and also about their siblings' illnesses. We will approach them during existing summer camps, engage them in activities in order to build a social involvement movement of siblings of people with rare disease, allowing them to become the alumni attending the next edition summer camp. That's why we have like this circular scheme. First, we planned a week to promote ties, interpersonal knowledge, provide them communication tools, and to show them that they can be part of the solution. And how? Being a SIP secret agent, not only in their communities, but also in their communities, such as schools, environments, but also at open audiences, for example, at international conferences and social important events.
Yeah, and that's why we developed a schedule for the week with activities directed to the siblings to promote their communication skills, their confidence, and the knowledge. And in a practical way, we want to split the week into two phases. First, an ice-breaking part that will just allow the children to know each other, and then introduce them to the SIP Secret Agents Initiative through a learning process design. And the major goal is for them to identify their needs in order to address them later.
So the diagram, as Anna was saying, shows more or less how we envision to create this long-term initiative in which the siblings can engage, participate, and also contribute to the future editions of the bootcamp. So we go from the recruitment phase to this leadership growth activities. You can go to the next slide. We created some design artifacts to communicate, not only the diagram, but also we used scenarios. So this is Joanna's scenario. The mother explains, the girl explains how she found out about the initiative and why she gets interested about it. The second one, please. And then Sarah scenarios, the mother, that shows how she checks up our information and see if this is something suitable or not for her child to participate into. And then how we plan to share this with our audience, with our target group. So we created the idea of this website where the kids and the parents can check about the editions of the SSI initiative, where are we happening, how it's planned to happen. We made yesterday the website mapping, so we plan to have this information displays there to help the parents and the kids to acknowledge us. And also we create a prototype. We have a short video that demonstrates more or less how this is happening. So it's to show to the parents and to the kids what is the purpose of our initiative, why are we doing this. They also can check what kinds of services we are offering, or kinds of how our initiative is structured. Is it the video? Yeah.
Yes,
so
yes.
They also can check in more detail what is the plan that we have in this circle of activities and how they can collect the badges, which is for us one of the important things. They also can send questions to us, so dialogue if they have questions about the project. We list our partners. Besides, they can check, as I said, where it's happening, so which boot camps are offering the SSA initiatives, and then they can get a little bit more information about the boot camp. They can check the schedule, they can see the other participants of the boot camp and also pictures, and also it's interesting, we want to engage the children to participate. So if they log in or if they create a membership account, of course, with the allowance of their parents, they can check how this SSA initiative impacted the life of their kids.
Okay, yeah, is the last one. With this solution, we create a community-based design model that promotes siblings' engagement and, at long term, increase their well-being. This is a long-term sustainable solution that impacts at individual, peer, family, and community levels. Also, it brings institutions together while using age-appropriate language through people-centered and participatory strategies influencing the decision-making process. Thank you so much for your attention. Before ending our presentation, we'd like to thank for the opportunity to discuss such a relevant topic in the interdisciplinary perspective. It wasn't always easy, but it was a very important and meaningful learning process. Finally, we'd like to thank to all stakeholders, especially Anne, that is in the Zoom meeting, and of course to all teachers and colleagues involved. All your contributions have enriched this process, and will have an impact in our future work. So thank you so much.
That you should have worked more, for sure. So nice. Congratulations.
It was wonderful. When we started, you only had 2 members in the group. I have a new 3 joined.
We have 2 new,
and
2 are new, but
wonderful. And
yes.
It's like a never ending. It's like innovation never ends, and very powerful. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your time.
Oh, I think we have the chat.
Could you open the chat?
Oh my,
Yes.
what a fantastic idea.
It's a very wonderful idea. So from Anne, so you got the badge from Ireland already, okay? What I wanted to say, anybody listening to us, give you Erasmus, give us more money so we can develop these in the
We need to work on that seriously, because this is mind-blowing.
It's too precious.
Yeah.
So this team has a solution called I Care for Rare, which is an app. Okay, so
Right, so good afternoon. It sucks to be the last one because everyone is maybe tired, but we'll make sure we'll make your time work. So about 2 years ago, we all remember what happened, that we couldn't hold such a gathering. But because of information and what doctors found out, we could now get vaccines. We could know how to protect ourselves from COVID. And information shows how much it's power. So our team knows how information is important, and that's what we took into consideration. So our solution is called I Care for Her. And and it was made up by these lovely, amazing ladies. So you can see us and what our background is. And then our challenge that we were given was unmet legal rights of people with people living with a rare disease. And And what we did, so because we maybe do not have first-hand experience, so we took time and we spoke to students, we spoke to people living with rare conditions, we spoke to parents, we spoke to healthcare professionals like doctors, therapists, we spoke to social workers, communities, and schools. So to get an idea of what are those rights, because we may not have the idea of what they are. And we discovered there were so many needs. They said they wanted to be seen, they wanted to be heard, parents wanted support. And that made us come up with our main need, which was to provide access to information on how to get support.
So let me introduce our persona. Our persona is Martha. She's 42 years old and she's from Porto in Portugal. She's married and she and her husband are having 2 sons, and she works as a teacher. So one of her sons, Leo, he has a rare heart condition and he's 5 years old, which means he has to go to school soon. For Martha, it's really hard because she wants to find the perfect school for her son, considering his condition. So she's nervous and she wants to find out information about what her son needs and which school could be the perfect school for her. So her goal is to find knowledge, to find the perfect school. So let's see what she could do.
User story number 1. Martha is at the doctor. She is nervous that the school can't care for Leo. She doesn't know the perfect school. She asks him about any recommendations. He recommends an app and she is really excited. Second user story. Since her child was diagnosed with the rare disease, Martha made Google her best friend. One evening as she was searching for more information about community support, she stumbles upon an advert about an app. Third user story. A few months ago she was advised by her social worker to join a support group to help with coping with challenges of caregivers. During one of the meetings her fellow parent informs her about an app that caters for people with rare diseases. She becomes interested, looks for more information online, and she signs up. Fourth user story. One of the advocate websites for people with rare diseases that Martha follows mentions about an advert of an app that connects caregivers who share their experiences and the support they are getting from their local and state organizations.
So now you may wonder what kind of app Martha sees. Well,
we come up to this idea of the application which we call I Care for Rare, and we create a prototype. So it's a second version of it. The first one was a paper prototype, and the main idea of this application is that to help people who faced or care of rare disease people to find the support through the patient advocate. So basically, it's to find this help from crowd who is experts by their own experience. It works pretty simple. So you create the account, then you specify your need, then you look for the match to support you with the need, and then you connect and receive help. So this is the prototype. Then you have small onboarding. Then you can understand how to use this app. You have 4 steps to follow. As well, we emphasize that the data protection and respect and inclusion is important. So we would like to have a bit more of information about that. The sign-up process is pretty simple and straightforward. So you can use your name, email, and create the password, or you can sign up with the Facebook and Google account. Then we ask a bit more information to specify the further search: is age, gender, location and the language to speak. The person who is using the app. Then at the next step, we ask about the person for whom they care, and we ask to choose from the category of the disease. And here we do have cardiovascular category, and then we ask to specify the disease, Epstein anomaly, and the relationship with the person who is living or who you are care. So in our case, his son. Then you need to specify the need. In Marta's case, she will choose a school. As well, we do have legal advice and medical information, community support, and the user can create their own if necessary. And then the location. So the region, or you can as well choose all regions, and then specify a city, or in Europe, all cities. Then you can see that this is the perfect match for Marta, and it's Lucy. You can see that she's a verified advocate, and she also helps already to people. And you see as well a bit of data, and Marta decided to connect. She would like to have a chat, and she will leave a private comment just to describe her idea and briefly, and then she sends the request. The next, then the Lucy, she will see on her profile page that she has a new request, and she can see that Marta asked for help and to find the best school for her son, and then they start conversation. Yeah, so please try to use our QR code if you want to try it on your mobile phone.
So what will this app do? So one, we want to empower caregivers. We notice that most of the time they are overwhelmed with information, they're overwhelmed with decisions. Sometimes they don't even know that they can experience this right. So we want to empower caregivers that they can get resources from other parents, from other people who are taking care of what they have done in their countries or what they're doing in their schools that can help them. We want also to give them a social support and online, because sometimes I am a parent, I may not know who is the other parent who has a child with a rare condition. So we want to create an online support group for all caregivers. And maybe I'm using parents, but caregiver can be a sibling, can be an auntie, can be anyone, because this app, like we said, you can mention the relationship you have with your child, with the patient, and you still get access to it. The other thing, we want to make patient involvement. We want people to be active. We want parents to share their ideas. Some of these parents are they have so much knowledge, but no one is tapping into that knowledge. So we want to create this app that caregivers can share knowledge, that maybe even doctors can find that they can use this for their research. And last but not least, we want to give our kids, we want to give them a full life. We want them to go to school. We want them to engage in community activities. We want them to be part of a community, because when a caregiver is empowered, is given the tools that will empower the child to step out in school, because the caregiver doesn't have to keep the child at home and do homeschooling. They can take them to school because of the experiences they're learning from other parents. So what now? A great app. We need developers, we need funding, we need people who have the same will and dream to create a better life for people with rare conditions. And thank you so much, and let's create an app.
So much work went into yesterday. It was everything in the paper. Yeah. And Julie, are you an app developer?
I'm a designer, yeah.
Yeah, it's just wonderful to have this talent. It just happened overnight.
We need to hire you. I have a company.
She already works.
Oh, yeah.
Wonderful. Thank
We
you.
need to discuss, Julia.
A lot of messages. I just wanted to see. This is wonderful.
Really nice. Congratulations.
I feel like
sorry, there are a couple of messages, and Yeah, these ideas are equally impressive. I would like to see them brought further, perhaps in the European Rare Disease organizations. Congratulations to everybody, great idea, solution. Family have definitely have access to them. But Julie, National Rare Disease Group, NIRDP are looking for something to engage school children. Comic book is a great. I think what we need, the solutions we presented is wonderful. I think as the group just mentioned, we need to source some funding so we can have these as a broader, rather than having, I know NIRDP, there are a lot of organizations are there, but we need to have a central repository where everybody can use these, not limiting countries, not limiting language. Everybody have an equity of care so they can be accessible to any country, any region they want. But what we need, funding, developers, we need a collaboration, we need you guys. You know, this is your idea, you are the owners, we really need you. And as Cecilia already, Professor Cecilia mentioned yesterday, you know, you are the one who developed and designed. I just wanted to say a big round of applause to everybody. It's a dream come true because we haven't had five dreams. Dream comes true because everybody has the challenge, but we never had these students' interest to do this. For the last 8 weeks, Celia, Professor Celia, Nani, every team, Sania, Pedro, Susana, Antonio, everyone worked tirelessly. They are not expert in rare diseases, but we don't need everybody expert. We need expert in different things. So please connect with us and we will be in touch with you. Hopefully we will be able to get a second grant to work with your company as well. So all the very best of luck and thank you so much. Wonderful.
So Susanna now is going to present the voting system for the audience.
Yeah. Very difficult.
I'm not going to vote for sure. I cannot.
We can only vote in one option.
Hi guys in Zoom. Hi guys on YouTube. How are you? Let me just see. Are you happy? Yes. You should be.
So yeah, do you know how to use this here calculus? Which one is that?
Do we have a prize for everybody? Everybody is a winner here today. So it's very hard to, very difficult to vote. See?
Yeah.
Very difficult to vote. I'm ready to go today.
So yeah, perhaps you can tell people online to vote because here is going to be very difficult, right? I believe the online audience will decide on the.
And Nani, would you mind mentioning they can vote as well?
Yeah.
Thank you.
We are going to share with them.
Great, thank you.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I cannot choose. It's very hard. It's terrible.
So now we are asking for the audience.
I'm sorry? Can I exclude from the voting?
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
So,
but if you want to vote.
Yeah, we will ask you to go to that website over there, menti.com, and use the code in the screen to vote on this on these ideas. Okay, so you have 5 options corresponding to each solution of each team, and you should vote on the one you like the most. Okay.
My only one.
We have to write a message to
That's true, it's very difficult.
Good luck.
Hello, Paula, Professor Paula. Yes, I keep. It's too difficult, yeah. Can I vote for all of them? Well, and no.
So are we going to announce the, and then
Are we voting?
Yes,
Everybody
we're just
voting?
waiting for everyone to
and how are we
insert.
going to announce now or only at the end?
At the end of what? This is
The other prize.
at the end of the other prize, yeah.
So we should not tell it now.
Oh, you are seeing it there. I want to see it. Oh my gosh.
I can very tight. Very tight. Very tight.
Wow, very
Oh.
No. You have to suffer. They're asking, well, you can vote, but you should not vote on your own, right? I mean,
I tell already that everything has 5 people and we can only 4.
Yes.
Well, it doesn't matter here. It's like
You can vote with whatever.
yeah. Don't worry. Yeah, rolling.
Not yet. Do you want to? But you can phone home and your friends and tell the number of your solution.
Yeah, it's quite tight. Still. We still need more votes.
32 votes.
32? Oh my gosh. You are calling home. Oh my gosh. Oh my God. There is someone calling home now. And you are like, oh, that's not fair. That's not fair.
You check what situation.
Want to see it?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Oh my God, it's tiny.
Looks like there's
Yeah.
Stop that sharing and screen.
Are you voting alone tonight?
I cannot see here.
40 people?
No.
Is it blocking?
No? Oh, yeah.
What? Yeah. 13 is a good number.
Yeah, 44 votes. So you are seeing it.
Oh, it's a tie here.
That's
It's
not
not
right.
updated yet.
That's
No,
not
that's not the right one. No. That's not right.
It takes a little bit.
Well, it's
like a
tight, at least between 3 of them. That it's kind of.
So, well, let's.
It's not live yet.
No?
No.
No.
You have to maybe refresh it.
Okay.
Well, you have more than 50 votes.
And do you mind sharing the tables?
I am. I'm good. Yeah.
Yeah.
People online have already voted.
They can see now.
We don't know if everybody.
Well, it's 50 people, so 50 votes.
53 now.
Yeah, so we have
We have a clear winner.
a winner now. Well,
Not yet, just wait.
Oh.
We have to stop at some point. You have to say.
yeah, so 1 more minute, okay?
Yeah. 1 more minute.
At 25 we close this.
course results.
Okay.
Anyway, you're all, it was extremely interesting to see this process and to see from Monday to Friday how it evolved. I think everyone is.
And now we are going to see other things. So the other things that are not getting so much votes, it's totally normal. Don't be sad because of that. Four-leaf clovers, don't be sad. It's totally fine. So
we might have 3 teams tied.
Is it? No. We have to move on. Yeah. Otherwise, it's.
But what is happening? They are 3.
This is happening. The journey of your data called home. You are calling your friends. Just voted on this. It's total.
Well, I propose that we keep this because we have another prize. Okay, so I propose that we leave the public because we have to give time to the public. So I would keep. Oh, that's a very okay. Yes, because we have other awards. As you probably remember, we said at the beginning of the training that at the end, the best solution, the best project will receive a prize. But it has been very difficult for us. So yesterday, we met to decide what would be the winning. We could not decide on that. So we are going to show you our solution. Okay, we are going to show you our solution. So that's it. Now I leave the stage to Fernando.
So we have some awards to give, and I'm going to call the professors to give these awards. The first award is for creativity. Who is the team that has power? And the team that won the award of creative, the most amazing project is, I need the drums, please. Team 3, Rare Heroes. And I want to call you, Team 3. Susanna is going to give you the award. It's
and
like
we need to take a photo of the award team.
And maybe já tínhamos certificado, já podíamos dar. Assim já ficava, não era?
So congratulations. Okay. It was a very good solution. And later on I'll talk to you because I think Maya has something.
Okay, so the photo, please.
Can we stand here so we can get morning? Come on, guys, everyone. Celia, come on in. Where is white? Oh God, we can give the boys the photos.
Oh. I cannot take the background, just the faces, okay? Okay.
Thank you. So you have here
non-official declaration.
It
has been, this is the one.
Yes,
This is the one. Okay, this is the one I didn't sign.
And congratulations to Team 3. But this kind of projects are good, but it's not just about creativity. We also have a Citizen Involvement Award. And the Citizen Involvement Award is going to be and now a sexy name. Sing Secret Agents! And I'm going to call Pedro to give the award. Thank you. You can go.
Assim só com elas.
E mostrar o diploma.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, everyone. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you.
This is going to be so nice in your CV, Citizen Involvement Award. Best Prototype Award. And the Best Prototype Awards, we can call it a Tinder maybe. What is the name? Number 5, I Care for Red. And to give this amazing award, a piece of paper. Professor Sonia, it's more than a piece of paper.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well done.
Come together, please, everyone.
Shall I?
Yeah, please, please. Yeah, please, everyone. Congratulations. To be the Twitter.
Thank you.
Amazing. And we have more awards. It's amazing. Innovation Award. This is actual an award for the most promising project that can also be developed not only in rare diseases, in health, but also in other parts of our world, of other areas of knowledge. And this award is going to be given to team number 2, the journey of...
We should have some music.
Yeah.
Okay, see. Sorry, who is going to really announce the photographic and Antonio? Sorry, guys. You want to give the award to the girls?
Yes. I forgot to call in school.
Yeah, I like this. I like this.
Great. Now it's done. Microphone.
Tata, are you hearing? Zoom? Hello, Zoom. Okay. YouTube. Professora. Yes, nice. So we had the audience award, team number 2 won, but it was very, very difficult to choose, and everyone is a winner, and so we have given more than one prize.
So now
sorry.
Pedro needs to join us. He's so glad to do this. Wait, espera só bocadinho que eu preciso.
Everybody
Okay,
just look at the picture for a minute. Smile.
You are going to be erased from Twitter.
They can fund Twitter. We could fund maybe we don't know what right here.
I think she's still setting the lights.
Yes. Are we all okay? Are you all okay? Okay.
Someone wants to get lunch. Hold that smile. Silence, otherwise the photo is not going to happen.
Yay!
Yay! Congratulations. Congratulations. No, foi espetacular. Congratulations, guys. Congratulations. Congratulations. So nice. Yeah. I need one person per team, please, because I need to record some testimonials. Just a brief comment on our participation. Okay, if you like or not, what do you like, what do you enjoy? Okay, and then.
And also, Nani, we can take testimonies from each other. It doesn't have to be us also. So we need this. So you can also use your.
Or it's better, yeah. Or it's better if you want to record at home, for example.
No, here now.
You want to be
Like one night, one evening. I'm not sure I have really.
nesta jornada. Muito bem. A tua descrição, antes de dizer que é surpreendente, faz mais escrever um projeto, desenvolver um projeto e escrever assim um projeto. Pode ser? Não te preocupes, pode ser uma coisa mecânica. Vai pensando, vai dizendo, se te enganares, continua, porque é uma coisa So, you want to join the together? It's better. So, you are going to say your name, your background, from which university, which country. You are Brazilian, but I'm here from Sonia, and so you are Italian University, and then
no, because that's not mine. But I can write.
Maybe you can choose who wants to explain your project. Okay, you can explain your project, and then you can say two things that are maybe one thing that likes the most about this course. Okay, so it's going to be hi, presentation. You talk about you have developed this, and then you say one thing that you like, one thing that you like, and one thing yes. Okay. If you jump all over, like if you start talking, that's okay. You can laugh. Good.
Yes. You can start first, then
Yeah, okay. Guys, we need to record some videos, so I'm going to just ask you. Okay, thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Catarina. I'm studying here the PhD in Human Sexuality, and I'm from Portugal.
Hi everyone, my name is Muskan Jawar. I'm from Lithuanian Sports University. I study Masters of Physiotherapy in Lithuania, but I'm originally from India.
Hi, I'm Carmen. I'm from Germany, and I'm studying at the University of Bremen.
So in this project, we are talking about stigma and cultural challenges, and for this, we found a solution to develop a comic book to spread awareness for children about rare diseases in school settings.
It was very interesting to work with such a diverse group of people, and for me that was the biggest challenge and the biggest strength of this work.
Yeah, what I liked the most was to get to know this research method that I didn't know of. So it was having the experience was very good, very interesting.
And for me, I think that I found out some abilities that I didn't know I had before joining this course. Like let's say making a comic book, I never thought that I would be designing a comic book, so it was interesting to know some of my abilities.
For me, it was very amazing, so much nice people, and get to know you all and working with you together and to combine our abilities.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You are a natural. Thank you. It was just for one, and now you are four. Talking. So you just present yourself, present your work, what you have developed, and then say like most about this
Nós também ninguém nos dá, não se ligar.
Potenziale.
We can move on. Sure, we got the
try to understand each other and speak on the same language, which is challenging from the computer perspective. Different from and in the future we need to